We are going to continue reading A Bear Named Trouble. Yesterday we read chapter 10. And think for just a minute, remember what happened back in chapter 10. Because in chapter 10, that's when we find out what might be going to happen to Trouble. Jonathan called the news station. They came out and did a whole big report on the bear that snuck into the zoo and killed the goose that was a favorite of visiting children. So then his dad told Jonathan that, well, because of that, he's probably going to have to be put down. And we learned that that means killed. So now we are on chapter 11, Trouble for Trouble. So what do you think that means? Trouble for trouble. Jonathan's house was so close to the zoo that he could see the parking lot and the entrance gate from the corner where he waited for the school bus. He watched both now. He told his father that he needed another day away from school. He reminded him, after all, that he was still terribly upset about seeing Mama Goose murdered. So bad enough that his best animal friend has been murdered, but he actually saw it happen. His father said, in that way he always did when he wasn't really listening, when he didn't think what Jonathan was saying was worth listening to, and then handed him his lunch bag. So now Jonathan was standing at the corner waiting for the bus. The hour was too early for the zoo to be open, but nonetheless a truck pulled up to the gate, and on the side was written Alaska Department of Fish and Game. So where have we heard that? Who is the Department of Fish and Game? Do you remember from the last chapter, Dad got a phone call after the news show, and the phone call was from Fish and Game saying, hey, let me know if the bear comes back and we'll come take care of it. The man who emerged held a rifle in one hand. Jonathan couldn't tell whether it was a real gun or one that shot tranquilizer darts, but he supposed it didn't matter whether they shot Trouble outright or tranquilized him, then killed him later. Either way, the dumb bear was going to be dead, good and dead. So how do you think that Jonathan is feeling? Do you think that he is relieved? Do you think that he's thinking the bear gets what he deserved? Do you think Jonathan's feeling a little guilty? Maybe a mixture of all those things? Sometimes even when we get what we want, we realize that it comes with a price. But was Dad ever good? Jonathan didn't know. To keep himself from asking more stupid questions, he turned his thoughts to Mama Goose again, limp and silent, a pile of white feathers. Certainly there was nothing good about her being dead. Jonathan walked a dozen steps away from the corner, then returned to his former spot right where the bus always stopped. It was what Trouble deserved, wasn't it? For someone to kill him the way that he had killed Rhonda's goose. Not an instant's thought, just bam, and the bear would be gone. After all, Trouble had no business killing Mama Goose just because she was making a little noise. Nothing made sense anymore. Remember, they found out a couple of chapters ago that Mama Goose was actually a boy. After she got killed, they found out that it was actually a he. And now the whole world knew about Trouble's crime, and justice would be served exactly the way they always said in crime shows. Another vehicle pulled up in front of the zoo, a white van with KTUU written on the side. So what is KTUU? That is the news station that Jonathan had called. A man got out and stood talking to the Fish and Game guy. After a while, he went back to the van and returned carrying a TV camera. So not only were they going to kill Trouble, they were going to film the event so everyone in town could watch it while they ate their supper tonight. Jonathan's stomach did a slow flip-flop. Have you guys ever had that feeling before when maybe you're scared or nervous or you think something bad is going to happen and your stomach goes like bloop, bloop? And that's what happened to Jonathan. Would there be blood? Would there be lots of blood? So we're going to stop right there for today. And then tomorrow we'll find out what's going to happen to Trouble. But what we know is the fish and game department are there, the TV station is there, and Jonathan's got a lot of thoughts and emotions that he's wrestling with. So tomorrow, see guys, we're almost to the end. Tomorrow, we'll find out what happens with the fish and game department and what happens with Trouble.